Hello. If you notice, I've got open this class exercise 1 that you should have made earlier. You can also see it on the left-hand side. If you don't see it in this main window there, just double-click on the part on the left-hand side in this, it's called the data view. If you don't see it, a data panel rather, if you click on X, that'll go away. If I click on the little tic-tac-toe board called Show Data Panel, that opens up the data panel. Now you can see it. So double-click it if it doesn't open up. Now I'm going to click on this little dog-eared piece of paper. When it says File, click on that down arrow, and I'm going to go to New Drawing, and I'm going to choose From Design, New Drawing from Design. Okay, and now I'm going to go ahead and we're going to make sure the units should be inches. It says inches there, which is what we're looking for. I'm going to leave sheet size is how big the piece of paper is. I'm going to leave it as B. B is 17 by 11 inches. That's fine. So I'm going to click OK. There we go. That goes ahead and makes our drawing. I'm going to close this data panel, click on that exit over here, just to give us a little bit more room. Okay, so now sometimes you may already automatically have a base view where it's going to allow you to place the view of your part. If it doesn't show up, then just click on this base view right here. And then now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to kind of place it here on the left-hand side. We don't want it way at the bottom where it's going to be on the same height of the title box. This at the bottom right is called the title box, but I want it to be a little bit above the title box. So I'm going to click left there. That's the front view. Okay, so the base view is essentially the front view. Now for the other views, I'm going to click on projected view. Notice when I mouse over, it says P is the shortcut. So I'm going to click on projected view. And now I'm going to click on that base view, and then I'm going to project it up to the top. So I'm going to go ahead and there's my top view. I'm also going to project to the right. That's my right view. I'm going to project up here to the top right. You don't want to go off the page. You want to keep it inside those boxes. There's my isometric view. So I'm going to left click there. And now when I'm done, I'm going to right click and I click right click and choose OK. If you don't right click and choose OK, you're going to end up having to redo that all over again. Now for the isometric view, you notice it shows us these dashed lines. Dashed lines mean what's called hidden lines. We don't want to see that in isometric, but we do want to see it in everything else. So I'm going to double click on my isometric view. To do that in the isometric view, I'm going to go ahead and click on this cube at the top right. It's called a shaded view. If you mouse over it, okay. So I click on shaded, and now notice those hidden lines go away and it shows me like a dark gray color. So I'm going to click on close. So my isometric view is done. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and place center marks for each of these 3 circles that we can see. All right, I'm going to click on this geometry down arrow. I'm going to choose center mark. You notice the shortcut is letter C for center mark. And I'm going to click on each of those circles, each of those holes. There we go, and it shows me the center mark. Okay, that's basically where the center would be if you're going to drill the hole. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create dimensions. So I'm going to click under this dimensions. I'm just going to click on dimension, and I'm going to click on the left edge of my part. Notice the little left line shows up. I'm going to choose the right edge of my part. Notice I'm doing this for the front view. And now I'm going to scooch up. I don't want it to be right on top of the part. I want it to be a little bit farther away, so that way I have some room. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the left edge. I'm going to click the center mark to my part, and that gives me a dimension. It shows me where the center of the hole is. So we have 1 inch to the center of the hole, and 2 inches is the whole block. I want to do the exact same thing from the bottom to the top. So now I'm going to do from the bottom to the top. All right, that's going to give me 2 inches. I'm going to give myself some room, and I'm going to put from the bottom to the center. That gives me 1 inch. So what I've done here is I've done 2 sets of dimensions. I've done in the Y direction, these 2 vertical ones, 1 inch and 2 inches, and in the X direction, 1 inch and 2 inch. Now I want to show depth, how deep the part is into let's say the paper. So I'm going to do that in the top view. I'm going to click on the bottom line. Wait till I get the whole bottom line. Okay, whole bottom line to the whole top line. And I'm going to put on the right hand side, give me 2 inches. And now I'm also going to do it from the bottom line to the center mark. That gives me 1. Okay, and those dimensions are done. It looks good. Now notice we have a three-dimensional object, 3D object, so we got 3 sets of dimensions. 1 in the Y direction, a second set in the X direction, and a third set in the what's called the Z direction, or going into the page. Last thing I need to show how big the hole is going to be. And I'll click on one of the holes, and then I click up here. Okay. Okay, so I did one of those holes, but notice there's 3 holes. So I'm going to do the same thing again for the other holes. So I'm going to click on dimension, and I'm going to click on this hole, and I'm going to go ahead and add a diameter for that one, and I'll do the same thing for the last 3rd hole. There we go. So now now I'm all done. Okay. Now I just want to open up. I just want to. I'm going to hit escape to get out of dimensions. Make sure you save the work. It still says untitled, and that little star is there. The star means it hasn't been saved yet. So I'm going to click on this little save button at the top left, save or Control S, and I'm going to give it a name. I'm going to call it CLEX1 drawing. CLEX1 drawing. I'm going to click save. That way I've saved it. Okay. It's in Autodesk Fusion saves the work in the cloud and the internet, so that way if you're working at home or somewhere else that you can go ahead and still get access to it. I just want to show you what this title box looks like. This box at the bottom right is called the title box. Notice it automatically defaults it to the name, the project is called My First Project. The title is CLEX 1 because that's what we called it. Notice when I opened up the title box, it also tells me who drew it. I drew it, and it gives me the date, okay, that I drew it. Okay, on November 1st. So it'll automatically add your name as well as the date you made the project. Okay. When you go ahead and submit your work, go ahead and just submit a screenshot of the assignment. You don't need to show the screenshot of the title block. You can just take a screenshot of the whole document before I actually zoomed in for that. Okay. If you do, after you do zoom in, if you want to go ahead and see everything zoomed out again, you just click on the fit button. So click on fit, and then you can go ahead and take your screenshot and save it, and then go ahead and submit it to me. So that's how to make the drawing for class exercise 1.